and this will be a separate video. Kind of a washed out something. Then I'm going to switch into bike park again. So one of the videos I was going to do is, what do I think about my Banshee at this point? I've had the whole summer on it, and what do I really think? Pretty awesome. Before I can even get into that, I have to put all 5 of my bikes that I've had over the years in retrospect and rate them 1 to 5. Number 1 is still Pivot. For probably the main reason is I've had a lot more time on the Pivot, and I really, really loved everything that it did. We're getting into some stuff here. Blind landing. Anyways, the Banshee probably would be, oh wow. The Banshee probably would be number 2, but I really haven't put this bike through the ringer. I haven't taken it to Spirit Mountain. I haven't hit like massively retarded rock gardens. So when it comes to that, I think the Banshee could very easily be my number 1 favorite bike. But it's just tagging behind because of my stupid condition, because I haven't been able to really do all the stuff that I wanted to do with my back and chest and all the other craziness. With that said, let's talk about 2 things about the Banshee that I really like. The suspension design does move, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like this bike as much as the Pivot. The suspension platform seems to move, but when I'm going uphill, torquing uphill, and I've got a good torque, there's like 2% movement, so it's pretty minor. The suspension platform is pretty awesome for when you get the torque on. If you're on a flat surface, low gear, large chainring, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of movement, but what bike isn't gonna move? The progressiveness of the suspension platform and hitting big stuff is better than the Pivot. So I gotta balance itself out. That's one. The other is the geometry on this bike. It's freaking sweet. It's really, really aggressive, and I'm hitting the trails, tight turns and flow, jumps. This bike really shines in jumps, obviously, but that's the big ringer that I did this year. So there are 2 things that really shine on this bike. The bike itself is pretty awesome in all aspects of it. It's just these tight turns like this. That's one of the things I've not liked, but I'm learning to be more aggressive and really lean the bike in. So some of that's the tires. I'll talk about that here in a second. But other components that I had put on with this bike, X2 shock has been pretty awesome. I think it's great with this platform, this suspension platform. The front fork is a dream. Again, put all 7, can I do 7? All 7, put all 7 forks all in a line. This might be the number 1 favorite fork right now. It's pretty sweet. I would definitely consider Yari, Lyric, or any RockShox components for whatever next bike I do. SDG Tellus dropper post. I had some issues initially with it. The cable was being goofy. That was just a setup. After that, it's been a dream. I like this a lot more than I liked the Fox that I had. Our Fox is a pretty awesome transfer post, but a lot of movement toward the end. And I think that could have been fixed, but whatever. So, with that said, I really, really, really would recommend somebody looking at this dropper post, this brand. It's pretty awesome. What else? Are there anything I don't like right now? There's a couple things I didn't like initially. I talked about one already, the pedal performance. Not a big deal anymore. The other one is the weight of the bike. This bike is a little heavier in the rear. And I always thought, well, that's gonna be harder to get jumps. But in the long run, I haven't had any issues. I've cleared more jumps, bigger jumps on this bike. It's just as many, probably more than the Pivot. So I'm thinking the weight throws me into the jump more, and I'm a little heavier too. So that's actually been a bonus. Yeah, the wide wheel handlebars have been pretty good. I definitely feel like I have more maneuverability and leverage in a wide variety of situations, which is nice. I don't know if it's helped with jumping or not. I don't know if it's helped with tight turns. But I definitely think 800 millimeters with the trails they're building now, there's not much old school left. I just have to be kind of careful. Bison Run in Cuyuna was the one place I was like, but it wasn't that big of a deal. What else can I say about my bike for a final year end review? The SRAM, haven't really had many issues with the SRAM. Not any more issues that I would have had with Shimano. So I'm thinking that it's been pretty good. So the thing I don't like that I'm adding up onto now here is the brakes have not been so great. I really like the brakes on my old bike, old bike. No, not quite. But they do the job. It just, they seem kind of mushy. So these tabletops are not easy to get on this line. This left brake seems to be more mushy, and I don't know if it's front and rear. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But the brakes have not been really awesome. I think I would have to look and see what I could do for brakes if I wanted to upgrade that. So that's pretty much it for the Banshee. Maybe I'll add some stuff from another trail that I might ride this fall. Yeah, hopefully I can get some more riding in. But I'm at a bike park and I'm gonna have bike park fun. Oh yeah. If you haven't seen the Minnesota Jump Marathon video where I clear over 100 tabletops in Minnesota and a few other jumps in Wisconsin, this was the final area here at Lake Brophy. And it's been a lot of fun on the Banshee, hitting jumps and doing stuff that I know I can do. But I also was able to get myself up to doing some gap jumps this year and progress into the next level of jumps. So that was pretty awesome at Whitetail Ridge, you see here. Check that video out as well too. I actually mastered just about every single gap jump they had there, and then they built some more. But the never-ending, continuing biking and having fun is going to continue on the Banshee next year. Hooray! We'll see you next year. I wasn't quite committed, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm going for it. Whew. What? Good. Yeah, that low gap is easy.